Have you ever wondered why Japanese people consistently live longer than almost anyone else in the world? I mean, year after year, global health statistics keep pointing to Japan, especially places like Okinawa, where it's not uncommon to meet someone who's over 100 years old and still gardening, walking around, or even laughing with their great-grandchildren. It's honestly incredible. But what's their secret? Is it in the sushi, the tea, the lifestyle? Or maybe it's something deeper, something we can learn and actually apply to our own lives, no matter where we live. If you're over 50 or 60 and you're serious about adding not just years to your life, but life to your years, then this video is for you. We're going to break down exactly why the Japanese seem to age so gracefully and what they're doing so differently from the rest of the world. And trust me, some of the answers may really surprise you. Now, when we look at global longevity studies, Japan is often at the top of the list. According to the World Health Organization and recent research from the Lancet Global Burden of Disease study, the average life expectancy in Japan is around 84 to 85 years, which is several years higher than in most Western countries. And it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Japanese seniors tend to stay active, alert, and engaged far into their later years. They suffer from fewer chronic diseases, lower obesity rates, and have remarkably low levels of heart disease and dementia compared to countries like the United States or the UK. And here's the kicker. Many of these health outcomes aren't just genetic, they're lifestyle driven. That means we can actually learn from them and start making changes in our own lives today. So in this video, we're going to explore the top reasons behind Japan's astonishing longevity. We'll cover their diet, their daily habits, how they think about aging, and some powerful cultural values that might just change the way you live your life. Some of these might sound simple at first, but when you understand how they work together, the picture becomes crystal clear. And stick around to the end, because we're going to talk about something called Ikigai, a concept that could be the single biggest reason the Japanese stay so vibrant and joyful well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond. All right, ready to uncover the secrets? Let's dive into the first major reason why Japanese people live longer than almost anyone else, and how you can too. One of the most obvious and yet powerful differences lies in the Japanese diet. Unlike the standard Western diet, which tends to be heavy in red meats, processed sugars, and saturated fats, the traditional Japanese diet is built around fresh seasonal vegetables, seafood, seaweed, rice, soy-based foods like tofu and natto, and most importantly, small portions. The Japanese way of eating is largely based on the concept of ichiju sansai, which means one soup and 3 dishes. It's a simple meal structure that encourages balance and variety while avoiding overeating. Now, you might be wondering, does this really make such a big difference? According to a study published in the British Medical Journal, Japanese people who closely followed their government's dietary guidelines, which are rooted in this traditional pattern, had a significantly lower risk of all-cause mortality. Another fascinating example is the regular consumption of fermented foods like miso, natto, and pickled vegetables. These aren't just flavorful additions, they're packed with probiotics, which support gut health and lower inflammation throughout the body. And a healthier gut doesn't just improve digestion, it's also been linked to improved mood, stronger immunity, and even brain health. What's also worth noting is the way Japanese people eat. Meals are eaten slowly, often in the company of others, and with mindfulness. There's a cultural practice known as hara hachi bu, which means eat until you're 80% full. This naturally helps people avoid the kind of chronic overeating that leads to weight gain and lifestyle diseases. When you compare that to Western habits of speed eating or mindless snacking in front of a TV, you begin to see how the structure of eating itself plays a big role in promoting longevity. And yes, they eat rice, lots of it, but it's typically plain steamed rice, not soaked in butter or sauces. and it's balanced by the sheer volume of vegetables and fiber-rich foods that support digestion and reduce blood sugar spikes. You see, it's not just about eating healthy foods, it's the entire approach: fresh ingredients, smaller portions, fermented side dishes, and a mindset that values quality over quantity. Now, let's talk about movement. Here's where things really get interesting. In many Western countries, exercise is seen as this big formal thing. You go to the gym, lift weights, maybe do some cardio a few times a week, then sit for the rest of the day. But in Japan, physical activity is naturally built into daily life, especially for the elderly. You'll see older adults walking to the market, riding bicycles, tending to their gardens, participating in morning group stretches at the park, or even doing traditional Japanese dance. There's a reason why Okinawa, one of the world's 5 blue zones, regions with the highest concentrations of centenarians, is in Japan. These elders aren't pumping iron or running marathons, but they're moving constantly throughout the day in gentle, low-impact ways that keep their muscles strong, their joints flexible, and their hearts healthy. It's this consistent movement, not necessarily intensity, that builds long-term health. There's also a cultural emphasis on posture and breathing. Practices like Tai Chi, Qigong, and even traditional martial arts are still part of many older adults' routines. And when movement is tied to community, routine, and mindfulness, it becomes something people look forward to rather than dread. A Harvard health study even pointed out that consistent light movement throughout the day can be more beneficial than occasional high-intensity workouts, especially for older adults. So maybe you don't need to force yourself into a gym membership or buy a bunch of equipment. Maybe all you need to do is find simple ways to keep your body moving each day. A daily walk, stretching in the morning, light gardening, it all adds up more than you think. One of the most beautiful yet overlooked secrets behind Japanese longevity lies in their incredibly strong sense of social connection. In many Western cultures, aging can often come with a painful sense of isolation. Older adults may retire, lose a spouse, or move away from their communities, leaving them feeling disconnected and alone. In contrast, Japanese society deeply values the elderly and keeps them actively integrated into the fabric of community life. Let's take Okinawa as an example again. There's a wonderful concept practice there called moai, which refers to a lifelong social group of friends that support each other emotionally, socially, and even financially. These groups aren't just casual friend circles. They're intentionally formed networks that foster companionship, accountability, and shared responsibility. Members of a moai check in on one another, celebrate milestones together, and even help each other in times of crisis. This sense of belonging doesn't just fill emotional needs, it actually reduces stress, lowers the risk of depression, and encourages healthier lifestyle choices. Scientific research backs this up. According to the National Institutes of Health, social isolation has been linked to a 50% increased risk of dementia and a 29% increased risk of heart disease. On the flip side, strong social relationships are consistently associated with longer life expectancy, improved mental health, and even stronger immune systems. It's not just about being around people, it's about feeling truly connected, heard, and needed. What's really inspiring is that these connections are not age-specific. In Japan, it's common to see multi-generational households or communities where the young and old live and interact together. Elders often serve as advisors, storytellers, or caretakers for grandchildren, which gives them a sense of purpose and involvement. Retirement doesn't mean retreat, it means shifting into a different, still valuable role. This mindset of aging with others rather than aging alone is something we could all learn from. And if you're feeling isolated, it's never too late to start rebuilding those connections. Join a local group, call an old friend, volunteer your time, Small steps can lead to deep, meaningful bonds that may just add years to your life and joy to your days. One of the most overlooked but deeply impactful reasons why Japanese people live longer is their approach to emotional wellness and stress management. In the West, stress is often seen as an unavoidable part of life, something we push through, ignore, or medicate. But in Japan, there's a very different philosophy. It's not just about eliminating stress, it's about learning how to live peacefully with it. Cultural practices like mindfulness, minimalism, and Zen philosophy play a huge role in helping people maintain mental balance. Take, for example, the traditional Japanese tea ceremony. It's not just about drinking tea. It's a meditative practice that requires full attention, intentional movement, and presence. Every gesture is slow, deliberate, and calm. The idea is to focus your mind on one thing and let go of the mental noise. This approach bleeds into daily life, from the way people prepare meals, to how they clean their homes, to how they walk through a garden. Even something as simple as the design of Japanese homes or public spaces reflects this. Clean lines, natural light, minimal clutter. These things aren't just aesthetic choices. They help the mind feel more at ease. Less chaos around you often means less chaos inside you. And science absolutely supports this. Chronic stress has been linked to inflammation, heart disease, high blood pressure, and even early death. But practices like mindfulness, meditation, and slow intentional living have been shown to reduce cortisol levels, improve sleep, and boost the immune system. In fact, a study published in Frontiers in Psychology found that people who practiced mindfulness-based stress reduction had significantly lower levels of inflammation and better mental health overall. What's especially beautiful is how emotional expression is handled in Japanese culture. It's not about dramatic outbursts or bottling things up. It's about being in tune with your emotions and finding quiet, consistent ways to process them. Many elderly Japanese engage in quiet rituals like bonsai gardening, calligraphy, or even just sitting with nature. These aren't random hobbies, they're emotional tools. And the lesson here is simple. You don't need a big lifestyle overhaul to manage stress. Sometimes it starts with lighting a candle, brewing a cup of tea, and allowing yourself 5 minutes of stillness. That quiet space may just be what your body needs to reset, heal, and carry on, day after day, year after year. There's a reason why people in Okinawa, Japan, are often studied by longevity researchers. Many of them live to be over 100 and remain physically and mentally active well into their 90s. When asked what keeps them going, the answer that comes up again and again is one beautiful word: Ikigai. Ikigai roughly translates to a reason for being. It's your personal sense of purpose, the reason you get up in the morning. And no, it doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing. For some, it's tending their garden. For others, it's making lunch for their grandchildren, feeding stray cats in the neighborhood, walking with friends, or even perfecting a craft they love. The point is, they have something that gives their life meaning, something they feel needed for. In Western cultures, retirement often means stepping back, slowing down, and sometimes, unfortunately, becoming invisible. But in Japan, elders remain valued members of their communities. They're seen as wise, experienced, and full of life. Many of them continue working in some capacity, volunteering, sharing skills, or mentoring younger generations. They remain connected, and that connection fuels their spirit, and science absolutely backs this up. Multiple studies, including one published in the journal Psychosomatic Medicine, have shown that having a sense of purpose is strongly linked to lower mortality risk, better mental health, and even reduced risk of Alzheimer's and cardiovascular disease. It's not just a feel-good concept, it has physiological effects. People with a clear purpose often have lower levels of stress hormones, better sleep, and stronger immune systems. There's even a well-known study from the University of Michigan that followed over 7,000 people and found that those who reported a strong sense of purpose in life were significantly more likely to live longer than those who didn't. And we're not talking about a small difference, we're talking about years added to their lives. So, how do you find your Ikigai? You don't need to move to Japan or take up a new career. Start by asking yourself 3 simple questions. What do I love doing? What am I good at? And what brings value, either to me or someone else? Your Ikigai often lies where those answers intersect. It can be big, like writing a book or teaching a class. Or it can be small, like cooking dinner with love or calling someone who needs to hear your voice. And the truth is, it's never too late to find it. Many people discover their deepest sense of purpose after retirement when they finally have the time and space to explore what truly matters to them. So, don't ever think your best years are behind you. Sometimes they're just waiting quietly ahead, ready for you to step into them. Now, let's pause for a moment and really take this all in. We've talked about nutrition, social connection, movement, mindset, stress, gut health, and purpose. But the deeper truth here, the thread that ties all of this together, is that the secret to living a longer, healthier, more fulfilling life isn't locked away in some pill or perfect routine. It's in how you choose to show up for yourself every single day. It's in the meals you prepare, the people you greet, the moments of calm you protect, and the way you continue to seek joy, even when life feels heavy. Japanese culture teaches us that aging isn't something to fear or hide. It's a process to be honored. Wrinkles are seen not as flaws, but as the storylines of a life fully lived. Slower steps are not a weakness, but a rhythm earned through decades of walking this world. And maybe the biggest secret is this: you don't need to live in Japan to live like this. You can start today, right where you are, by taking care of your body with nourishing food, moving in ways that feel good, connecting with the people who lift you up, and waking up each morning with a sense of curiosity and purpose. So, if you've been wondering whether it's too late to change, to grow, to thrive, the answer is a beautiful, resounding no. Your healthiest, happiest years might still be ahead. And you absolutely deserve to live them well. If this video inspired you even a little, please hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone you love, and let's keep this conversation going in the comments. What's your Ikigai? What brings you joy and keeps you going? I'd love to read your thoughts and stories. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years.